Hey guys, it's Jason with the Board Game Mechanics, and today we're going to take a look at a little card game from Grand Gamers Guild called Aldabas, Doors of Cartagena. Aldabas, Doors of Cartagena is a game for 2 to 4 players. Plays in about 30 minutes, probably give or take, depending on how many people are playing and how slow they play, you know, that whole thing. And what you're doing in this is you are basically trying to build up a front of doors. I'm not sure what the theme is. It's in the rule book. Again, I only have a prototype rule book, so I didn't look that up. But you're basically building doors that are going to look like something like this with different aldabas, which is a little knocker thing. And you're going to put that in a grid of 4x3. So 3 rows of 4 cards. And you're trying to have the most influence, which is this number up here, in each of the different guilds to score points in a variety of different ways. So it's basically a set collection game and a grid placement game to try to have more influence than your opponent. So that's enough talking about it, albeit poorly. Let's go down to the table so we can actually see how it plays, so you can fill in the gaps of what I said or didn't say. All right, so here's a game of Aldabas, the Doors of Cartagena, all set up almost for 2 players. And we'll get to the almost in a second. So to set up the game, you're going to put out the market board. 12 coins per player, so in a 2-player game, 24 coins. You're going to shuffle the cards. You're going to give each player 5 cards and their own little vault board, which is basically where you're going to hide some stuff for the end of the game. It's also going to have some scoring on the back. And then you're going to deal them 5 cards. If I didn't already say that, if I did that, sorry. But this is what the setup will look like, almost all the way set up. So then what's going to happen is players are going to take one of their 5 cards, which are going to look like this. They're going to have a color of a door and a suit. There are 5 suits and 3 colors. So like right here, I have the nobles, I have the soldiers, I have the clergy, and I have the builders. And I have 3 different colors of doors. Notice there, the suits can be in multiple color doors, but the suit does the same thing no matter what color it is. So that's that. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of these cards, I'm going to put it under my board, and it's going to help me have the most influence, which is that number at the end of the game in that suit. So I'm going to go ahead and start with the nobles. I'm going to tuck it down under here. So that's 3 influence I have. Secret, no one else knows. This player will do the same thing. They'll just take the top one, slide it under, and then what's going to happen is we're going to take any of the cards that we don't want to have left, and we're going to discard them for a coin each. So I want to stick with this, and I will go ahead. I'm going to get rid of the clergy and the builder, and I'll stick with 2 cards. That'll give me 2 coins. 2 coins go in your purse. Your purse is the space next to your vault. This player will do the same. So they have a lot of good cards. They'll get rid of this card because they already have that in red and they don't want to have 2 colors of the same. So we got one coin. All right, so we'll randomly pick a start player. This player is first. All right, so now on your turn, you're going to take 2 actions of the 3 possible actions that are available. The actions are pretty straightforward. You're going to take 2 coins, put it in your purse. So if I took this action, I'd put 2 coins in my purse. Or I can buy a card from the market, any of the cards. These 2 are free, 1 coin, 2 coin, 3 coins. I take the card, put it in my hand. Hand limit of 7. So if you ever go over 7, you got to discard down to 7. Then when you take a card from here, it'll slide down, you know, that then a new card will come out. Third thing you can do, which is the crux of the game, is placing a card into your block. So the way that works is, say I wanted to place this card. You can never place a card when there's an open spot to the left or below it. So cards will go 4 wide, so it would be 1, 2, 3, 4. This counts as card number 1. So I could put 1 here, and that's legal because there's a card under it, and no card can go to the right of it. Or I can put a card here, because nothing's under it and no card to the left. So that's how that works. And you can also never place the same color card orthogonally adjacent to the same color card. When you place a card, you're going to get either an ongoing bonus, a one-time ability, or an activation ability whenever something plays. And anything that's adjacent to it will also activate. So that's the crux of the game. Let's go ahead and get started. So this player has these 2 cards. They're going to go ahead and place this one. So that's legal placement. They get to take one of their coins from their purse and put it in their vault. So that just means it's going to be worth 2 points at the end of the game. Every coin under your vault is 2 points. That's action number 1. And then for action number 2, they're going to take 2 coins. And they're done. This player has these cards. They're going to go ahead and place a card as well. So they'll place this one. Because if you remember, they put the fisherman under their board. So they're going to try to get more influence in there. So they're going to place this one. That's going to give them 3 coins. Put that in the purse. These cards are going back in the hand. And then what they're going to do is they want to get another card. Let's start working on... Let's take this one. Yeah, it goes into the hand, and they'll slide it down. All right, new card comes out. Back to this player's turn. Take 2 actions again. So they will... They're going to go ahead and buy a card. I think they're going to spend all their coin. Oh, they'll take 2 coins first as the first action. Then they're going to spend 3 coins. And they're going to buy this card. And that'll go in their hand. Then a new card will come out. This player's turn. They have these 2 cards still. 3 cards. They're going to do the same kind of thing that they did before, that this player did. And they're going to place this right there. So that will let them put a coin under their vault. Like that. And then for their second action, they're going to take that card. All right. If I play some of these cards, I'll tell you what to do. Otherwise, they're in the rule book. They're all pretty self-explanatory. The iconography is pretty good. Back to this player. I'm going to go ahead and start working on my nobles. So let's play this here. Because remember, I put a noble, a 3 influence under the board, but they don't know that. So now whenever I take the soldier action, I'm going to get an extra coin worth of action from the ability. So that's pretty good. So like had I taken this one, I would have gotten to put 2. If this was out first, I would have gotten to put 2 coins in my vault. So that's action number 1. Action number 2, I'd like to get... I'm going to take this card because I want to be able to draw some cards later. Okay, done. All right, back to this player. They're going to play this card. Oh, I can't play that one. Just kidding. They're going to play this one because you can't have anything to the left or open under it, and it can't be the same color, so they're fine here. So at the end of the game, this is going to be worth 3 additional crowns, which is good. So now any cards next to it orthogonally will activate, so they get to put 1 under their vault. So let's slide that in there. And then they're going to get 3 more coins. And these cards are back in their hand. And then the second one, they're not going to play anything yet. They want to... Let's buy an expensive card. Let's buy that blue one for 3. Probably not wise, but it's fine. All right, new card comes out. All right, and that's effectively how the game is going to keep playing until a couple things happen. Well, one of the following things happen. Someone has 12 coins. That will trigger the last round. Or someone has built all 12 cards in their grid, so they have 3 this way, 4, and 4. Or this deck can no longer refill the market. Then scoring will happen. So the way scoring works is you lift up, show everything that's under your board, and you're going to get 2 points for every coin. Then you're going to score your influence. And let's just do that real fast. So let's say this is what it looks like at the end of the game. So this player would have 4, this player would have 2, just based on coins. Then we would look at all the influence based on the types of cards that they have. So here's a noble. So this player has 5 influence in noble. This one has 3. So the first player, 1 point per coin in your purse or vault. So that's going to score 1 additional point. So 1, 2, 3. So that's 3 additional points for that. And they have second, so they will get 1 point per 2 coins. So they'll get 2 additional points. So there's only 1 point swing there. But again, there'll be more cards. There'll be more stuff weighing out. They would win in fisherman. So fisherman would be 1 point per influence in your hand. So they would get, that's why they wanted to draw some more cards. So they would get 1, 2, 4 points. This player would get 1 point per 2 influence, so they would get 2 points. And then the last one we have is soldiers. Soldiers are a tie. I believe if it's a tie, both players get the top one, so they would each get 1 point per noble in their grid, so they would each get a point. Then if there's a tie, there's some tiebreakers in the rules. I can't really remember what those are. I don't have a rule book because this is a prototype. It's on my phone and I can't look at it to reference. So there are some tiebreakers. Let me go over a few of the cards, what they do real quick. It's pretty easy. Everything's laid out on the board here. So this is going to let you tuck an additional card into your vault. This one's going to let you draw 2 off the top and keep 1. Let's see what else we get. Gain 3 coins. I showed you that one. Put a coin on top of one of your cards to add an influence to it. So basically, like if I wanted to try to break a tie in soldiers, I could put a coin there, and that's now worth 3 influence. This is steal a coin from 2 coins from one player, or 1 coin from all the players. That's going to decrease the cost in the market row, and also going to let you buy a card from the market immediately when you play it and when you place next to it. And I believe that's majority of the cards. So yeah, just it's good iconography. It's easy to play, but you know, there's some strategy to it. So that is how you play Aldabas, Doors of Cartagena. Let's go up the top, see what you think about it. All right, well, that is Aldabas, Doors of Cartagena. Yeah, it's a simple little card game. You're just taking 2 of 3 actions, or 2 actions on your turn of the 3 possible actions, trying to have better influence in your block than everyone else, trying to get coins, cards in your vault, so people don't really know what's going on with the influence race, to just have the most points at the end of the game. It's pretty straightforward. It's easy to play. It's easy to teach. The rule book, which I can't show you because I only have a digital copy, is like 3 pages. It's, 3 pages of how to play the game, and then there's like a page of like reference for cards and all that type of thing. So it's not a lot. It's not going to burn your brain learning this thing. It's not going to burn your brain to teach. It's pretty straightforward. So yeah, I'm just going to talk about the art, because the production Kickstarter copy, I'm not going to go into the cards and all that stuff because it's probably going to change. You can go check out the Kickstarter, which will be in the video description. There'll be a link to it, so you can go see what the final production copy will look like, what kind of components it will have, and all that. But let's talk about the art that I do see. The art's pretty simple. There's 3 colors of doors. So there's yellow, blue, and red. I have all 3 of them here. And they're each going to have one of the 5 suits, which you can see here. There's 2 nobles and a fisherman. They're going to have different door knockers. I'm not actually certain of the significance of the door knocker. I know we covered it on the podcast and Katie talked about it, but I can't remember. But the door knocker doesn't mean anything really when you're playing the game. It's just adding to the art. So the art is simple, but yet good graphic design, easy to see what it is. In the back, just a door, the back of a door. So that's it. Coins, these are cardboard. Again, I'm not going to go into the production, but they're all worth 1 value. They look kind of cool. I like the picture on it. The player aid, which is also the vault, is the one thing I'm not super keen on, because you have your vault facing down like this, but on the back is everything of how the suits score, which if you pick this up and look at it, people are going to see what's going on in your vault, and I don't love that. Again, I don't know if that's going to be different, but in this version I didn't really care about that much. So yeah, this is a Grand Gamers Guild. They know how to find games that are engaging and fun, but also not going to be something that you can't teach and you don't want to bring out because it's too brain burning or too melty, and just something to have fun with. Anybody can play this game. If you can play, if you've ever played a card game before, if you know how a grid works, this would be a game that you can play. The hardest part would be teaching what all the suits do and what all the card powers do, but this little sheet right here is amazing. So it kind of tells everything that you need to know right there for you. So yeah, I have nothing but good things to say about this game. So I'm going to go ahead and give it a BGM acceptance seal. I'll give this a 7 out of 10 on BGG, which is a 3.5 out of 5 on an arbitrary rate scale. That means absolutely nothing, but I like to give it the games that I enjoy. And that's what I'm going to do. So I enjoyed this. Grand Gamers Guild knocking it out of the park as per usual. So that is Aldabas, the Doors of Cartagena from Grand Gamers Guild. I'm Jason with the Boardgame Mechanics, and as always, keep gaming.